Do you want the true Western hunt experience? Book your hunt of a lifetime today with Highland Outfitters, LLC. Located in Highland, Wyoming, 50 miles west of Casper. Their location in central Wyoming gives you access to some of the best hunting areas in the state. Highland specializes in archery hunts for elk and antelope. Their operations include Wyoming, Texas, and Africa. Highland Outfitters employs some of the finest guides in the business. All guides are licensed by the Wyoming Board of Professional Outfitters and Guides. No matter what the species you decide to hunt, you can count on your guide giving you 110% of being the true professional guide from start to finish. Book your hunt today at 307-797-3311 or 307-797-3312. Visit them on the web at HighlandOutfitters.com. With Highland Outfitters, you will get the true Western adventure.
Folks, welcome to another episode of On the Limb Podcast with Nature's Voice Game Calls, where deer camp becomes a reality for every listener. Join us as we talk God, family, country, and everything outdoors. Kick back, relax, and have a listen. Now, here's your host and co-host, Mike and Dan.
Well, how's it going, Dan?
It's going, Mike. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I'm sliding back and forth here.
Yeah,
you know?
we have to. We have some changes.
We got a little bit of changes here, so we got some bad news for the gobblers first, though.
Yeah.
I think winter's back.
Yeah.
It's going to be 23 degrees tonight.
I know. This is stupid.
It's crazy.
It is. It's ridiculous.
Good Lord.
Mom posted a video today. It was snowing in Ohio.
Really?
It snowed up in the mountains a little bit.
It may end up snowing here tonight. Who
They're
knows?
calling for it. Possibility.
So, we got some more bad news here in the studio. So our production guy, Dave, he is no longer with us. He's moved on.
We're still going to make fun of him.
Yeah, we're still going to make fun of him for sure. So that's not going to end.
Yeah.
If he thought that was going to keep that from happening, he's wrong. But anyways, no, he's getting busy in life. You know, his girls with sports and things, his career. And so he has stepped down from On the Limb Podcast. So we're looking for a sound guy.
Send your resumes to.
Yeah. So I don't have to keep going back and forth.
I mean, it's a good time. You see what we do here. Come on.
But, we're going to miss him.
Oh,
and,
Dave's a great guy.
We thank him for everything that he done and his time that he spent here with us. So, be sure to head over to, that's your spot.
That's
Sorry.
mine. Man. He was on a roll.
I was.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, hey, like he was saying, be sure to head over to our Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcast. Also, don't forget to use Podcast 10 at checkout with outdoor-pro-shop.com for 10% off your order at checkout.
Yeah, I don't want to take your word. Sorry.
Right,
I know.
don't take my words.
You can't take Dan's words.
Right.
So, a couple weekends ago, we attended the 45th West Virginia Bowhunters Annual Banquet and Vendor Show up in Flatwoods at the Days Inn, and they awarded a Junior Bowhunter of the Year. They give out a bunch of different awards. They give out Bowhunter of the Year, which is the adult award that they have, and they have numerous other awards. We were gracious enough to get awarded the Outdoor Media, what was it?
Outdoor Media of the Year.
Outdoor Media of the Year, so... We were awarded that back
2023,
2 years ago now. So, but yeah, and that's always a great show. So we're going to have Jayden on tonight, and he's going to tell us about his accomplishments. And he's only 15 years old.
Yeah.
So
I
mean, the resume of this young man.
It's impressive.
It is impressive.
Technically, he's 15 for another. Several hours.
Not long.
Yeah.
So early happy birthday to him.
Yes, absolutely. Early happy birthday, Jayden.
So without further ado, please welcome Jayden Goosman. Jayden, how you doing this evening?
Good. How are you all?
Oh, we're doing
well.
good. Doing good. So talking about your resume here, you've got a long list of things that we're going to go over here in just a second. But start off, just tell us a little bit about your hunting history and your background.
All right. So my name's Jayden, and I've been hunting for about 10 years. And this is my second year actually shooting competitive archery. I shot the Genesis archery through the middle school, and I moved up to the S3DA archery, which has a little bit more freedoms with your equipment and stuff, and I really enjoy it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming your dad or your grandpa, one of those got you into the hunting world of it.
Yeah, so my pawpaw and my dad both, they both take hunting pretty serious. I think my pawpaw kind of started my dad to hunt, and that's my dad is his son-in-law, so that was kind of cool.
Oh,
And
nice.
then I kind of stepped in, and now I'm his hunting buddy.
You can't beat that.
No, you can't. He's
No.
got a lot of knowledge to give. So listen to that.
I wanted to
Yeah,
take
of course.
my son hunting as probably first day I got him home. I mean, all the way up, while my wife was pregnant, I was like, God, I can't wait till he's born. I can't wait till he's born. I always wanted a son just so I could hunt with him, so I could introduce him to the outdoors.
Yep.
Like, my dad and my brother did to me. So it's an awesome thing.
Well, and that's funny because nowadays some of these 3-month-olds are getting the chance to go out and hunt deer, and they're shooting these big old bucks. You see it on time. Oh, my son killed his first deer at 3 months old.
Yeah, he's taking them out there that young.
Yeah, it's all good jokes, but oh well.
So you've been attending the Bowhunters Association banquet for 10 years?
Yeah, that's right. Or maybe a year before that is when I started going. But when we actually moved from Texas here, and
Okay.
the second year of us living here, I shot my first buck. It was in 2015, and I got my first deer award at the banquet in 2016.
That's awesome. So, you like we were saying, you was awarded the Junior Bowhunter of the Year award. How's that feel? I mean, that's a great accomplishment. That's a great feat to be 15 years old and just killing it out there with the bow.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty cool. So I'm just doing what I love, and
Yeah.
I take it serious.
That's good.
So yeah, I'm just doing what I love, and that just came with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that don't really understand, but, archery and stuff that we do as hunters and outdoorsmen is like athletes.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah, of course.
you train for what you do in the archery realm, and
Well, yeah.
people train to do the rifle shooting and stuff like that. You're still considered an athlete, in my opinion.
Absolutely. I mean, it's repetition. It's
Yep.
you got to stay in shape. You can't just slouch off and eat
No.
Doritos on the couch all winter long and not shoot your bow. You'll forget. You'll lose some of your skill sets.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course. I shoot 1,000 arrows a week or more.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
that is
about
awesome.
900 more than I shoot a month.
It's definitely some dedication there. So, when did you get that drive and that dedication for this?
I say when I started younger, I got my first bow, and I just kind of kept going years and years. I got different types of bows, and I got a longbow, and I guess that's where my practice scene started. Because with a longbow, you always have to practice because it's really, really tricky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then I kind of just I've always been practicing and shooting ever since, all the time, to stay in shape.
So you said you started out on a longbow?
Yeah, well, yeah, I did start out on a longbow.
Nice. That's a great way to start. I don't know if you consider those longbows, but that's basically what I started out on, something like that.
Yeah. Those
are kind of longbows.
Yeah,
They still got cams on them, but
yeah, but they still got the cam. It's kind of like the Genesis bows that
Yeah.
you see in the schools.
But I actually have I don't know if it's either fiberglass or it may be some kind of compressed stuff, but it's probably fiberglass. But I've had one of those. Oh my gosh, that's a true longbow. But I think I probably had it every bit of 35 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I got that when I was like 5 years old, 6 years old.
Right. Funny story about a longbow. I've never really owned one. I found one on a job site. Where was we at? I can't remember where I was at, but I found one in like a trash heap on a job site. And
Really?
the string was still good and everything. There's like 2 arrows with it. I'm like,
Wow.
We just all of us on the job, we was kind of screwing around with it, just playing with it, having a good time. Something kill the time while we had some downtime. But it's kind of funny, because I mean it was an old cheapy,
Yeah.
but still that's pretty neat. And you see people throwing things away that they don't even realize.
Oh, I know
what they are. Probably.
I found some of the old Cabela's cedar arrows. For longbow recurve at a yard sale.
Wow.
Still had the regular price tag on them.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Jayden, what kind of bows you shoot?
I shoot compound and longbow still, and I do have a recurve, but I don't think it's really powerful enough for me to hunt with. But I hunt with a compound bow, and I compete with a compound bow, and I hunt with a longbow as well.
Nice. What brands are those?
I shoot elite compound bows, and I have a bear longbow. I'm a dealer advisory staff for Elite Archery,
Okay.
and I'm pro staff for several other companies.
That's awesome. So, talking about your shooting those different bows, some of your tournament accomplishments, and all of these accomplishments happened in this year or last year, technically, I guess 2024. Well, if you don't care, you was the youth S3DA Open West Virginia Shooter of the Year as well. Why don't you elaborate on that?
So they what they do is throughout all the shoots there's a point system for first, second, and third. And all the shoots I went to last year, I got first at all of them, all the S3DA shoots in West Virginia, and that I was able to get enough points to get Shooter of the Year.
Wow, that's
great.
Impressive. But I mean, like he was saying, he shoots 1,000 arrows. That's a dedication right
It's
there.
definitely proven for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's not something that just you walk up. Oh, I've been sitting on the couch all month. I think I'm gonna shoot. No, you're not gonna win probably.
Well, I don't start shooting my bow until probably end of July, first part of August for bow season.
Right, but we're not tournament shooting.
No,
I mean,
I don't have the
different.
drive to get out there and shoot in tournaments. I think it'd be fun, but
Oh, it'd be a blast. But.
So is this something that you want to pursue and do professionally, like as a career later on, maybe?
I think that would be pretty cool. I'd like to do that.
So it's kind of like
Following
if it leads you
steps
there.
of Levi Morgan and
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Now, are you looking to go to college through it and everything, or?
Now I did get a few scholarship packets from different colleges.
I bet I know which one of those was.
Pardon, what was it?
Was one of them from down in Alabama?
I did talk to Alabama.
Yeah.
And there's a few different other schools around us.
What, Montevallo University?
Yeah, I talked to Jeremy.
Yeah. Jeremy's a great guy.
Yeah.
Jeremy's a good friend of ours.
Yeah.
He's been.
Yeah, but I like to try to go do archery in college.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He's building a good program there. He really loves that he can come back to West Virginia and still be able to recruit guys that, that are from his home state and bring them down there and shoot, for his team. I mean, it's great. He's building an awesome program, and they have numerous state championships, I believe, in archery.
Yeah.
So tournament accomplishments 2024, the Youth S3DA Open West Virginia Shooter of the Year, and then the Eastern 3D National Champion, Regional and State 5-spot Youth Open Champion, Regional and State 3D Youth Open Champion. Tell us about all of those that you've done there in 2024. How was those experiences?
So there's 3 different types of like shooting styles for S3DA. Well, technically 4, but one is out in Vegas. It's the Vegas shoot. And you have the 5-spot shoot, which is indoor. You shoot 20 yards at 5 circles. And the X-ring is probably about the size of a golf ball.
Okay.
And then you have the outdoor target, which I shoot 55 meters. And this is it's like a large, it goes from yellow, red, and blue. And then you have the 3D, and 3D is by far my favorite. And they have different rings for different areas on the animal. So you'd have like a 12, and then you'd have the 10, and then the 8, which the 8 would be like all the vital areas, and then the 10 would be like the center of the vitals, and then you have the very little ring.
Okay.
And that would be like the bullseye.
Okay, so out of those tournaments, you, like I said, you got the West Virginia Shooter of the Year. You was the S3DA Eastern 3D National Champion as well, right?
Yeah, that's correct. And I actually just came back from a shoot about a month ago, and I became the 2025 Indoor 5-spot champion for the Nationals.
Oh, wow. That is awesome, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Just adding to it.
All right,
Yeah,
Jayden.
last year.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
I think last year I got around 9th place last year, and I said I was just going to work harder and harder, and then we got to there.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
great, man. That's awesome. So, Jayden, we're going to take a break and hear a word from our sponsors real quick, and we'll be back and talk about the NFAA Outdoor Champion program that you done. This episode of On the Limb podcast with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Webb Plumbing Incorporated, located at 6202 McCorkle Avenue, St. Albans, West Virginia. Webb Plumbing Incorporated has had master plumbers and HVAC specialists established and serving the Knoll Valley since 1994. 30 years of commercial and residential service that you can trust. Contact Webb Plumbing today at 304-768-4324 for a free estimate or quote today. You can also visit them on the web at webbplumbing.net. Contact Webb Plumbing Incorporated today at 304-768-4324. All right, guys, we're back with Jayden Goosman, the West Virginia Junior Bowhunter of the Year, brought to you by the West Virginia Bowhunters Association. He was awarded that at their banquet this year. And we're going to talk about the state NFAA outdoor champion that he done here in a minute, but Dan is going to do our salute to valor.
Yes, I am. So today our salute to valor is going out to Sergeant First Class Samuel Jackson. He was the well, you got screwed me up here. April.
You want to use my glasses?
No. I didn't know what your first portion of this was. The April 2025.
I just copy and paste, bro.
Okay. Well, anyway, so Samuel Jackson, he's out of Detroit, Michigan. He was in the Army. He was a sergeant first class, served 24 years. Looks like he just recently got out. I'm guessing April the 8th is his last day. Oh, no, I see what you're saying there. Never mind. Okay. So he's got 24 years of service. He served for several bases, did 3 combat tours, 2 to Iraq and 1 to Afghanistan, where he was awarded a Bronze Star, Global War Medal, Army Accommodation Medals, Overseas Service Ribbon, just to name a few of those. His discharge date is approximately June of this year, so he'll be retiring this year and finishing his tour of service after a illustrious 24-year career. So, Samuel Jackson, we appreciate your service, sir, and we thank you.
Yep. Thank you for your service, Mr. Jackson. God bless you, sir. All right, so, Jayden, back to your accomplishments here. We're going to talk about the NFAA Outdoor Champion. How was that?
Hey, so yeah, so that's our long distance shoot that SRGA offers, and you shoot 6 arrows into like one target. I think it's a 80 centimeter phase. I'm not sure exactly how big it is, and it goes from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So you have yellow, red, and blue, and you shoot from 55 meters, and it's pretty tough because out there in the open you got to fight against the wind, and it's just not only the wind, but it's also long. So everything's magnified. So let's say if you drop your arm a little bit, everything's magnified. So it's pretty tough to shoot those.
Yeah.
I can imagine. So that entails a multitude of things too, right? Or is that just a certain thing that doesn't include like where you've got the IBO Youth Champion, or is that incorporated into that NFAA outdoors?
So the NFAA is the field archery.
Okay.
So they have that's like the indoor shoots and the outdoor shoots, but that's not like the IBO is the 3D archery.
Right. Okay.
So what does that NFAA stand for?
National Field Archery Association. And it's what that is it's the 5-spot shoots and then the outdoor target shoots.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
So you was the West Virginia State IBO. That was yours. Sorry, but
yeah, you're good. No, that was what I was saying. So, because I didn't think it was the same thing, because I know IBO is different than
International Bow
Association or organization.
Yeah. Where is that held at now? It's still here in West Virginia, right?
Yeah, the West Virginia IBO is it's still held in West Virginia, and a lot of the IBOs are centered around West Virginia.
Yeah,
like the National Crown.
Yeah, the Nationals. That's what I was meaning. I knew they do. I know they do the state one here, but they also do some national tournaments here as well.
Yeah, they have one in Pipeston, and then they have a world tournament here as well.
Yep, I can't remember.
And then I believe they have IBO in Ohio and then Pennsylvania, and those are the different crowns. So at each shoot, you get like a point value based on your place.
Okay.
And if you have the highest points at the end of the shoot, you win the Triple Crown.
So where was the West Virginia Bowhunters Association indoor 3D shoot held?
So that was actually held down the road from the banquet
Oh, really?
at the Mid-State Archers. Yeah,
Okay.
and it was a max of 20 yards, and there was I think 30 targets.
So that's one of your accomplishments that just got added, right?
Yeah, I won the last year and this year as well.
Oh, wow.
Nice. 2 years in a row. Good deal. You got to keep up here, Bubby.
I'm lost.
IBO Spring
the-
Nationals. So you done you were second there and you did third in the winners?
Winners, yeah.
Yes.
Now, when do they hold the spring nationals? I'm assuming that's coming up fairly quickly then, right?
Well, yeah, unfortunately, it got canceled due
Oh.
to the flooding where they hold it.
Oh, okay.
So it was supposed to be this weekend, but they just canceled it, and now this weekend they are holding the first leg of the West Virginia State Crown.
Okay.
So that's the 3 shoots in West Virginia. It's the same. It's like the same format as the Nationals, except it's held in West Virginia.
Okay. Cool.
So moving along from that, your tournaments and your accomplishments, let's talk a little bit about the 2024 hunting season that you had.
Right.
So keep up, Mike. What are you doing?
Oh, I was
Yeah.
saving.
Yeah.
I was
So you ended up getting to kill a doe with the longbow, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Nice. How? What kind of yardage was that at when you shot her?
I shot her at 15 yards out of a blind we dug out. We dug out a hole so I could shoot because it's a 62-inch longbow.
No
Good
kidding.
Lord.
Oh my god.
So to shoot that out of a blind was pretty tough. So we dug a hole, and then we put the blind over the hole so I could. So the hole was about up to my knees.
Wow.
So then I had enough clearance to shoot the bow, and she came out. I actually shot across the creek.
That's impressive.
And I shot her at double lunged her, and she ran about 50 yards and flopped.
So you had to stand up and shoot, or did you shoot on your knees, or how was that shot?
Yeah, I was actually able to like it was kind of like a half squat.
Oh man.
That's
It was kind of
awesome.
like my knees were bent
Was that
a little
videotaped?
bit. So what is it?
Did you get that on video?
I did actually get that on video. Yeah.
Nice.
Did you? Is it on your page on Facebook?
No, it's not on my Facebook.
Oh man, I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I'll have to send it to you.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be interesting to watch.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man. So you had a 9-point and an 8-point bucks. Both of those West Virginia bucks?
Yeah, they were both shot on my property. I shot the 8-point opening season, and I shot the 9-point October 9th. And the 9-point's the biggest buck I've ever shot.
Oh, I get.
Yeah.
So you got West Virginia black bear as well.
Yeah, I shot that up at my camp. We have 70 acres up in Braxton County, and that one's actually kind of a cool story. So I was on the ground, I'll start from the beginning. I was the first day I went out by myself. I didn't have camouflage on. I was actually hunting squirrels with my bow, and I went up on top of this acorn flat, and I just see this out of my peripheral vision. I see this black orb just walking across about 100 yards, and I'm like, holy crap, that's a bear. And I had a broadhead in my quiver, and I was like, I'm gonna try to stalk this. And I actually moved up the mountain with it, crawling behind it, and I got up to 55 yards, and I drew my bow back, and he was still walking. He was walking broadside, and I whistled at him to stop him, and he just darted. He didn't even look at me or anything. He just darted off. So I never got a shot at him. So the next day, me and my pawpaw, and he provided me with some good guidance that time not to whistle at him.
Well, hey, that's something I didn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, how else you gonna get one to stop?
I mean, you don't know until you
whistled.
try. I mean,
Yeah.
that's awesome that you took the initiative to go after him, you know?
Oh yeah, we went out the same flat. We went out early in the morning, and I actually got an opportunity to shoot a black bear, and I made that shot.
Awesome.
And I hit him a little bit low, but he was still bleeding pretty well. So we went after him, and we actually backed him up into this corner, and I shot him again at 10 yards as he was growling at me.
Oh my goodness. But that
Yeah,
was exciting.
And I just had him a bow. I didn't have a gun or anything, so that was kind of frightening.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
You know, so
As
you.
soon,
Oh, go ahead.
as soon as we heard that first growl, I look behind me, and I'm getting ready to draw my bow back, and I see Pawpaw scrambling to get out of there.
You got Papa on the run, huh?
Yeah.
That's funny. So speaking on that, you was talking about you was actually squirrel hunting when you got a chance to pursue that black bear. So you're squirrel hunting with your bow. What are you using? Are you using the longbow for that, or are you using your compound? Or
So I'm using my compound,
okay,
and I've tried to hunt squirrels with a longbow when I was younger, and actually I have an arrow, like a bucket full of broken longbow arrows, and like trad arrows where the veins are ripped off, and that's my small game bucket. So whenever I'm bored, I'll go out and get some nice squirrel meat to eat for breakfast.
nice.
Yeah, I use my compound bow, and I use a specific type of broadhead.
Yeah,
It's actually a G5. It's actually a G5 small game broadhead. It's not like the judo point. It's actually like a broadhead, and it
Oh,
cuts
really?
them,
Oh, no
and it
kidding.
stays in them. Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty gnarly
I
looking.
might have to check them out because that's all I've ever used. I've always carried one of those judo heads with me, just for that one annoying squirrel that won't leave you alone.
So is this single
Oh
blade?
yeah.
Single blade? Is that what we're talking
I
about?
don't know. I've never seen it. I'm gonna look it up.
Is that a single blade, Jayden?
So it's actually a 3 blade,
Okay.
Really?
and it's in like a helix shape, and it's got flat, so it's not like gonna cut through it. It's not gonna puncture through it, but it's still gonna cut it and still gonna like stay in it.
Okay.
Oh,
So it's like a
okay.
judo point, except it cuts them.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I see it now. Interesting.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. And I've gone through a bunch of those.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So you're primarily archery hunter. I mean, do you?
Oh
hunt
yeah,
with
I don't plan to use a gun anymore because I mean I hunt doves.
He's
I
15
hunt
saying
doves with a bow too.
No kidding.
that. Wow.
Yep,
Wow.
with the same points.
That's crazy.
Maybe I need to take lessons from him.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No doubt. So have you had any professional lessons or by anybody here in the state, or just?
No, just I got coached. I don't know if you know him, but his name's Troy Carpenter.
Yeah, we're familiar with Troy a little
A
bit.
little bit.
You know Troy. He got me into this archery, and he helped me with my form a lot. But my pawpaw, he's primarily the one that helped me with hunting,
Okay.
and he got me into like he sets up my 3D range for me. He helps me with everything.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty fortunate.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I kind of figured you were going to say Troy. I was just wondering there.
Yeah, Troy has helped me tremendously in my form, and
Yeah, that man
he helps me
is
with all my stuff.
very knowledgeable about archery. He's been shooting archery, I
Oh,
think,
yes.
since he came out of the womb.
Maybe.
Yep.
Maybe. So that wasn't the only the only hunt you got to do. You got to partake in a South Africa hunt as well, correct?
Yeah, I did. I'm going back in 2026.
How big's your suitcase?
You-
I might stow away.
He wants to go with you. That's what he's trying to say.
Maybe I'll stow away. Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I could maybe there was ship you over there in a crate. Maybe I
Yeah,
don't know if it'd be cold.
that's all right. I
cold
can take
under the plane.
cold. I can take it.
So what all was you hunting over there?
It's kind of with a bow. It's kind of what you can go for.
So you get a choice.
It's like you go out and walking, and if you see this animal and you want to shoot it, you try to go for it. It's kind
Really?
of hard to pick with a bow. Where you can have a general idea of what you want to shoot and what you don't want to shoot,
So you're
and then
basically
you just kind of go for it.
just out there. You're spotting. You spot something, and then you're doing a spot and stalk hunt
Pursuing
or
it.
whatever.
Yes.
No-
Okay.
That's right.
Wow.
No monkeys.
I shot. So the funny story on the monkey, I shot a monkey, and how that came to be was we were trying to hunt. I really wanted to shoot a wildebeest, but there are just so many in one herd.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's kind of hard to get like close to them because there's so many eyes. So we were like, all right, we're gonna hunt in a blind because I tried to stalk them 2-3 times before we went to the blind. So we got in the blind, and I guess where it was a windy day, they didn't want to come out into the watering holes. They kind of just wanted to stay low, keep the wind out of their ears. And a bunch of monkeys came, and they're actually like, how do I say it? They're kind of they motivate you to shoot them because they're pests.
Sure.
They're pests. Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go.
They're actually pests. They're actually like, if you think about like raccoons where they like break in your trash, the monkeys will do the same thing, except they'll break into your room. So they'll open your windows and stuff and break into your room.
So
It's still-
did you have some trouble with monkeys? Is that what persuaded you to kill one?
Well, we didn't see anything, and I was getting tired because after you stalk like 4 animals, you get kind of get tired of sitting in a blind for like even just 1 hour because you just want to be up and moving.
Yeah.
And we saw a monkey, and he's like, "All right, shoot the big male," and I took a shot at 20 yards and shot him.
So what's your distance? What's your range on a longbow? Like, what's the furthest you've shot and killed something?
With my compound or
your recurve?
Because I took my compound to Africa.
Oh, okay.
That's what I use in Africa, and that's what I primarily hunt with.
Compound.
It's my compound. Yeah, I just use the longbow in case we want to fill another freezer or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're hunting groundhogs with your arch or your compound too? How's that?
Yeah. I shot three groundhogs this year or last year with my compound, and they were just getting in the garden, eating tomatoes. And my papa, he likes tomatoes, and my mama, she cans them. So they didn't want the groundhogs eating all of them. So they told me to go down there and take care of them.
That's awesome. So,
and I didn't want to just go down there with a 22. So I wanted to use my bow, test out some different broadheads, and it worked out pretty well.
Nice. Yeah, I used to kill groundhogs, but that was different scenarios back in the day when we did it. we might have used some bigger explosives. Oh man!
Again, to add on to that question you asked me earlier about my distance I shoot. I shoot from. I've shot an animal at 10 yards, my bear, all the way to. Actually, I shot my furthest shot I've taken on an animal was a squirrel at 42 yards.
Wow,
that's pretty good.
And I put my 40-yard pin on his head, and my arrow dropped down into his chest.
So you're shooting them on the ground, right? Drop. You're not shooting them in the tree.
I shot him off the side of a tree. Actually.
Oh, okay, nice.
So that was kind of, yeah, but not. I wasn't like aiming up in the air. He was like,
yeah, no, I got you.
So how many using as small game hunting with like for squirrels? You go through a lot of arrows that way.
I usually recover because these when you miss, these broadheads will actually like cut into the ground and they will actually straighten up into the air, so they'll kind of like poke out.
Really?
Like straight up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking.
It's kind of.
I'm gonna get me a set.
It's kind of convenient.
Huh.
Yeah.
Nice.
I would totally recommend them. They're pretty nice.
Yeah. So, back to that South Africa hunt. You talking about killing that monkey? What else did you get a chance to take while you was over there?
I shot a warthog, a fallow deer, a blesbuck, and a sable.
What's a sable?
So it's like it's a type of antelope.
Okay.
It's a massive animal.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd say it's about the size of like a smaller elk.
Yeah. Now, did you bring like their heads back and everything? Are you getting those mounted and all that?
So yeah, the mounts they'll actually be here. I think before maybe early summer.
Oh wow.
Actually, I think we're getting it back pretty quick.
Awesome.
Yeah, and yeah, we're getting my blesbuck and my fallow deer and my sable mounted, and then we're gonna take this monkey skull, and we're doing a Euro mount with the monkey skull and the warthog skull.
That's
nice.
gonna
I think
be
a
nice.
warthog skull mount would be pretty cool.
Now, see, when you go back, you're gonna have to kill 3 monkeys to get them mounted. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Yeah. I've always wanted 3 monkeys.
3 monkeys
like that. That'd be so cool to have that mounted.
Well, when we get one over here, you can't shoot him.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what happened to our other monkey that quit us. Maybe he's part of my.
Yeah, you'll have to post a picture of those when you get them in, Jayden. We'd love to see them on your Facebook page there.
Oh yeah, of course. Actually, I got both of my deer mounts from this season too.
Okay.
I just got both of them in.
We'll check those out.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it was a pleasure having you. Listening to your journey and all the accomplishments that you've had, man.
There's more to come.
Yeah, you're doing it right. Stay on that path, man. You're doing an awesome job, and keep up the good work.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Yep. Appreciate you coming. Thank you.
We appreciate you coming on, buddy. If you ever need anything, you let us know.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
All right, guys. So, man, 15 years old. He's turning 16 tomorrow. He's had amazing accomplishments in his hunting career and his journey so far. And
he's got many more to come.
I think it's awesome that his family's raised him in that, and he has a passion for it. So, that's going to be it for tonight, guys. Thanks for watching the live. Thanks for listening. All of our links and stuff for the description of things we talked about will be in our episode when it airs.
Also, guys, don't forget to check out naturesvoicegamecalls.com. Use podcast 15 at checkout for 15% off your entire order.
Be sure to check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. Have a great evening, everyone. Thanks for listening. This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Apparition Scents, an outdoor and sporting goods company based in Dilliner, Pennsylvania. All of their scents developed and hand bottled with strict attention being paid to every detail. Contact them today at 724-998-7646 or check them out at apparitionscents.com. 100% lethal or your money back guaranteed. Get a hold of them today at 724-998-7646 or check them out at apparitionscents.com.